The most amazing part of, I guess, everybody, when I look at people in general, when I have a chance to talk to people and really explore what people are all about, for me, the most amazing part has always been, well, I guess the key reason I started this channel, and that is seeing where their confidence lies in accordance to their life and what would cause, the key causes, I guess, of confidence being, torn down. So let's talk about that today. What are some of the key reasons you have no self-confidence? And I'm going to start off with a very obvious one. I think for most people, it's self-judgment. You didn't think that's what it was, did you? And this comes down to the fact where we start judging ourselves. We compare ourselves to, let's say, actors, actresses, models, any type of personalities, heck, our friends, family, acquaintances, co-workers. We start comparing ourselves to everybody around us. And when we start doing that, we take a lot of their best features, and then we kind of use it almost as a weapon against us and say, well, let's say as a guy, a really good example is, I'm 5'6", and I look at some guy who's 6'1", and holy moly, he's in shape. Maybe he's very athletic. I got a beer belly, and I'm 5'6", and I'm bald. So I can easily look at that and I can say, well, I mean, wow, I don't have a chance in the world compared to somebody like this. But that's not the way we have to look at it. You have to look at it the opposite way, right? And in order for me to keep my confidence up, I have to look at my best features and what I believe are my best features. So example being bald. Well, I know a lot of women who love bald guys. My wife is one of them. A lot of my women friends love bald guys. So there we go. Hey, you know what? A guy like this wouldn't stand much of a chance. And then there's, of course, the other ones where everything else that's part of what makes me me is what I look at, right? And that's kind of what I see as one of the key problems with people. Overall, the biggest cause for them is they start the biggest cause for low self-esteem or self-confidence is they compare themselves, who they are as people. They compare it to Joe Blow, and that's a weird way of doing it. You are an individual. You are who you are, and there's plenty of things that make you stand out. So never compare yourself to other people. The other thing that I see here a lot is when it comes to low self-esteem and low self-confidence, it's when people they may be very adventurous in trying different things. Let's say for somebody like me, where I like to start up businesses, I like to dabble in a lot of different things. Well, the more you dabble in things, the more you're gonna fail, right? It takes a lot of failure to create success. And so the more you fail, eventually a lot of people look at that as a very strong negative. I can't do it. I'm just not there, blah, blah, blah. And eventually this kind of starts taking a huge toll on what they think, how they perceive themselves. And rather than looking at the positive side of it, right? With every failure, there's a huge learning curve, right? You get this. The more you fail, it means that you haven't given up on anything. You actually took the first failure, learned from it, started a second thing, which you learned from again if it failed, and you keep failing, but you keep also learning and advancing. And as you're doing that, you're also moving up in the world. You're moving up your knowledge, your abilities, right? So to me, it's always funny that a lot of people's self-esteem or self-confidence gets so severely drained because they are adventurous enough and they have enough courage to keep trying different things. Just because you fail doesn't mean that you're not good at it. You're failing because you're trying. And to me, it's extremely admirable whenever I see anybody trying rather than just giving up. So look at it that way. If you're the kind of person who keeps trying stuff but failing, To me, I admire you. I admire the fact that you keep trying and you haven't given up. So that's something to really look at. The next thing I think where self-esteem really drops is the lack of adventures. So this one's a little bit more complex and it's a little bit more complicated to explain, but as much as I hate to say it, sexuality does have a huge part of life, a huge part of how you develop as a person, how you develop as an individual, and as somebody part of a group setting, for example. I don't mean group setting in that sense, but so when you are not willing to try different things, you're not willing to go outside your comfort zone, and you're always stuck inside the comfort zone, and never kind of dabble outside of it, your confidence is going to slowly start dropping because you are never confident enough to take the next step. And I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't need to do that. The fact of the matter is there's a billion things that we don't need to do, but we choose to do because it's part of an adventure, it's part of fun, it's part of education, us learning what we can and cannot do. And that's kind of what I see a lot of people where their self-confidence really drops, or their self-esteem, because they put themselves in a position where they play safe all the time, right? And the more safe you play, and the more you're within your own bubble, the lower your confidence gets. The further out you go and outside of your bubble, and the more things you're trying, the higher your confidence gets. Because now you're expanding your experiences, you're expanding your knowledge, and those all coming together will increase your self-confidence and self-esteem. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section. I would truly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. If you guys want to see any more videos, I discuss a lot of things that is confidence related. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Till then, stay confident. Bye.